Hi, Venkat here. I've been in industry for last 14 years now, so to speak. I've started my journey with hotels. I'm a hotelier by profession. I did my graduation with PhD CAS in Coimbatore in Eurocity, Gotham. And from there, I moved to Chennai, and Chennai I was with Taj Sats. I was there for an year, and then from ITC Grand Chola. So I was there for 2 years. I was in the pre-opening team there. And accidentally, as he said, happened with me as well. I moved to Bangalore. I got married here. And then was looking for opportunity.
Which
Just
happened accidentally? Getting married
my
or
getting not getting married. I had to move suddenly from Chennai. I was very much happy, very much settled with my job. Company was good. Uh, my job I liked, of course, whatever I was doing in front office, handling customers and clients, right? And then I had to move in here, and then I was looking for a job, and it just happened. That was purely by an accident. One of my friends had moved from ITC hotels to Regis, and then he told me, "Come down. Why don't you give it an interview and try your hands on it?" So I moved in there. I liked the place. I was completely into operations. From that 1.5 years or 2 years of experience, something clicked in me, and I was fascinated by how, you know, providing service, you were able to, use real estate and get customers from there, high-end customers, of course. Regis, as you know, is a very top-end product. I would like to correct Rajesh, of course, on that. That Regis was the first actually,
Business
co-working
ideas.
business, which we had the plan to develop it in India. First of all, I think 15 years ago, I had a fantastic 2 year stay, learned trade from there. And then I moved on and I joined commercial technologies. I was there for 2 years. I worked as a broker there. Learned again tricks and trades because my job was typically a desk job when I was there in Regis. It's just handling centers, and I handled almost 9 centers, most of the centers which is there in Bangalore as of now, from MG Road going till Manyata, all the spaces which I have seen, and I have set it up those centers also in terms of operations. From there, I moved to commercial again, and it was a good experience in some way that I had to move from a desk job and then scout the entire city, understand what properties are where, which project is doing well, which micro market is doing well, understanding different kind of real estate, right? The small time buildings are there. There, of course, you look at business parks, what kind of clients sit there. So that is an eye opener for me again, and I had to work really hard for 2 years to learn the trick and trade of sales. But that's what actually, if you look at my real estate journey, in sales started, so to speak. And then, of course, I had a good experience. I started opening, I basically opened my own company called Viva Office Spaces. So I started my own brokerage firm. 5 years, I did really well. COVID came. I did not know what to do, of course. Everybody was stuck. Because most of my business was offline. I did not understand at that point of time online would have that kind of an importance, so to speak, in commercial estate, so to speak. And then things got stuck, money got stuck, life got stuck, and then I decided, okay, let me do something else. So I joined Rajesh Binner's company called Real Estate Real Tech. At that time, was into fractional office space selling. So we took up the entire different. There were different projects at that time during COVID were completely empty, and then there were no takers. There was one particular building which we were assigned just before COVID, and they had to back out because of that charade which happened, entire charade which happened. No? We work global
yeah.
IPO. So they did not have money and they had to give back all the buildings and all the stuff. So that's how this property we took it over. We spoke to Mr. Pawan Bajaram, CEO of Bajaram Group. And then we took over the building and then we leased out in 6 months. AWFIs took it. Fantastic. At that time, we saw a sudden change where real estate demand went from a typical 3% to a 30% high.
This is
And
in
that's
21, 22.
20.
Oh, okay.
So it was big COVID.
Yeah.
That's when we leased out. So I used to go to office. So I was done in first month, of course, when the lockdown happened, right? Remember, uh, everything was lockdown. I like, I'm done. I cannot sit at home. I need to go. So I took the pass, whatever I had to get it done. I got it done, and I used to sit at the site, irrespective somebody's coming or not. So I used to do video inspections from there. Tried my hands with all the brokers in the world, but there was, there's limited opportunity to, do any transaction. I think
Yeah.
everybody would agree at that point of time how hard it was. Did that transaction. It was fantastic. Deep Shaker and Deepayan really, helped to structure the entire deal altogether. And from there, I moved on to Brigade. Brigade was a very short stint. And then here and in between, I took a professional break and I was doing my PG in digital marketing from Purdue University. And then it's been last 3 months now, and I'm with Incuspace. The company is 8 year old. We have about 2.5 million square feet across the board. 25,000 people's work under our umbrella as of now, and we intend to take another 2 million in another 6 months. So we have raised good capital. We have an investment plan for around 100 crores pumping into real estate in coming 6 months. So that's where I am. I handle entire Bangalore for the team as of now, and then look at expansion as well as day-to-day operations, sales operations for the company. There are multiple certification based colleges which are put across Pune and Delhi and every place else. I think they can pursue that as well to gain an extra knowledge in terms of what is happening on the industry and that particular front. I think that's probably will be an add-on for them to understand what is they've learned theoretically and what is actually happening on the ground. People who have grown, they've only grown when they've learned something from it and then implemented in their day-to-day, activity whichever they are into. It's good to enter into the space and then you build your career on it over a period of time. You need to start your journey 1 year before even you are actually about to graduate. That's how it should be. People who have money, they have interest to find solutions. Beyond a point, of course, you also need suggestions, right? And people do ask in open forum. That's where you come in. You need to put in your perspective there, and probably your answer might be interesting for them to explore it. You need to have that interest. You need to have that fire within you. You won't believe most of the engineers are actually sales. Absolutely, if you're not present digitally, you are nobody. There are multiple sections if you are really interested to kind of grow. If you're not continuously putting any effort on a particular work which you're assigned to, you not get results. If, for example, if you're working on a particular strategy for a month and you're not able to get the results, change your strategy. You have to be smart enough to understand what market needs. You need to start from scratch and then build your career.